What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the YouTube channel. My name is Nick from Australia, and welcome to episode number 5 of the Cowboys TV podcast. As always, joined by Callan up there in beautiful Cairns. How are you, Callan?
Yeah, I'm good, mate. Still getting over the weekend. Welcome to all our viewers, and how are you?
Yeah, I'd like to forget about last weekend. Unfortunately, I couldn't get down there due to Cyclone Alfred, or as I like to call, Cyclone Idiot. But unfortunately, the cyclone kept me away from Sydney. I couldn't get down there. In hindsight, I'm glad I didn't go now because of obviously what happened. But yeah, definitely a game to forget. A round one game to forget. We will talk about it. We will get into it. Hello to the live chat. Hope everyone is doing very well. Hello to Cooper, who was actually at the game on the weekend. Hope you're doing well, Cooper. I will see you round 5 when we play the Panthers down there at Combank. Hello to Lockie. Hello to Josh, Jason Reeder, Daniel Bates, Michael Driver, Liam, Rishi, Gene. Who else is here? CJ Moxley, one of the OGs of the channel. And everyone else that is watching. Guys, do not forget to like the live stream, subscribe to the channel, and make sure you check out Callan's channel as well, guys. Make sure you go and subscribe to Callan's channel if you haven't already. The link to his channel is in the description box down below.
Where were you hiding, Cooper?
Oh, he was there somewhere. I think he was in the bay where everyone was meant to meet up, but I was like, you told me there was only about 20 of the Cowboys fans that were there.
We're scattered all over the stadium.
Well, see, this is why I hate grounds that don't allocate an away bay, because everyone just goes all over the place. They get told to meet somewhere, and then they all meet up at a different spot, and everyone gets confused. I literally hate places that don't allocate away bay. So Brookvale Oval, Leichhardt Oval, Penrith Stadium, before I got knocked down. Pull your friggin' heads in and give us an allocated away bay. Even if it fits 20 people. Just give us an away bay so our fans can meet up.
Well, I just want to give a boo out.
Yeah.
You're not a shout out. What's the opposite to a shout out? I will never, ever step foot in Brookvale Oval ever again.
After what you told me, I don't blame you. What a shithole. I'll tell you what, Callan. The next time we beat Manly, there will be plenty of receipts being returned. We actually play Manly. I think it's round 10. I think it's the week after Magic Round. Up there in Townsville. I think it's a Saturday night game. Gee, I hope we win that.
Is it a Saturday night?
I think it is. I'll have a look. Hang on. I'm almost certain it's a Saturday night. Oh, no, not round 10. Round 11. The 17th of May, 5:30 kickoff.
I'm pretty sure
I'll be there.
I've got accommodation booked for that.
I think I'll go to that. I think I'll fly up for that one. It's actually the weekend before my birthday. So it actually works out. I think I'll do that one. So, yeah, if we beat Manly, there'll be plenty of receipts being sent, that's for sure.
And not every Manly fan's a wanker. I just want to... There was a lady, I don't know if she'd ever watch our channel, but if she is watching, I just want to give her a big shout out because some goose dropped a drink on a lady who we were sitting with's blanket.
Yeah.
He chucked us a blanket towel to mop up the whatever it was, some alcoholic drink. So thank you, young lady from Manly.
No, that's all right. That's good. Yeah, well, it wasn't a great game. We might as well start with it. We might as well talk about it. So what happened at Manly? Well, I can tell you what happened from watching it at home. We got smashed. That's what happened. We had a bad night. A very bad night. We had the ball. I think we had the ball twice in 15 minutes. And it was already 16-0.
And by Todd's reaction, it was all Jeremiah Nanai's fault.
We will definitely touch on that very soon with the whole team list. But yes, it was a very bad game for everybody. You can't name more than probably 4 players who played well. Everyone was off their game. Yeah, just one of those nights. I think one of those round 1 games that just wasn't ideal. Manly had everyone in. I think they had almost everyone available. I think Nathan Brown was the only one that was unavailable for Manly. Everyone else was there. I'm not making excuses, but we didn't have Tamalolo, which was obviously doesn't help. But yeah, it was a really tough. It was a tough game for us. We never looked in it. If I'm being honest with you, we never looked in it.
And like you said, the amount of possession, the amount of tackles, I was just trying to find some stats.
Yeah, I'm just having a look here now. Like first half, I think we had about 30% of the ball. We barely touched it.
I think we made 100 and something tackles. Or something
it was
ridiculous.
Insane. Some of the stats were insane over the weekend. Like poor John Bateman. Like I'm not saying he had a good game, but he had 44 tackles on the weekend. He had the most tackles out of everyone. So he was getting targeted.
Who was close to him?
Who was close to him for tackles? So we got Bateman here. He had 44. Robson had 42. Who else? Off the bench, Harrison Edwards and Griffin Neame both had 31 tackles off the bench.
Shit. Can you see missed tackles there?
Yeah, if you want to know some stats, Bateman missed 4 tackles. Robson missed 5. Dearden missed 4. Purdue missed 5. Drinkwater missed 4. Yeah, not a good night in defense.
And how many did Nanai miss?
Nanai missed 3 tackles.
What?
He missed 3.
And how many did he make?
23.
So how the fuck can you drop him?
I don't know. Jeremiah Nanai played 58 minutes and he ran for 16 meters. That might be why. 16 meters is not good enough. Like, we're paying him $900,000 a season and he's only making, essentially 2 runs, really. 8 meters a run, probably. So, yeah, I don't know.
And who made the most meters?
Out of everyone, Braden Burns had 213 meters. Billy Violia had 207 meters. All of the outside backs had over 100 meters. And out of all the forwards, Cohen Hess had 129 meters off the bench. The second best was McIntyre, and then it was Harrison Edwards. So our forwards are going to work harder, man. Like they were pretty poor last week. They were very poor. I want to see. Obviously, we'll get to the Sharks in a little bit, but I expect a big reaction from everyone this week. Like, if I see the Cowboys play like that again this week, I'll definitely have concerns. But
I don't want to give everyone the impression that I'm sticking up for Nene.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what, mate. If the rest of the team aren't muchly improved,
yeah,
and and he's only got one scapegoat every week. It's like,
That'll be a
to
problem.
me, I start sort of saying to Todd, what's doing, mate?
Yeah, what's going on?
Like you say, like 16 meters, that's pretty terrible when you
That's
comparison to everyone else.
How does a back rower that's on the left edge with Tom Dearden only run for 16 meters? Like, how does that happen? Like, I get we didn't have much ball, but far out. That's shocking. I reckon that's why he got dropped. Like, I know his defense has always been a bit iffy, but 16 meters.
How many possessions? What do they call it?
Oh,
How
much
many
ball did we have?
runs? Like,
We had 43% of the ball. We actually completed very well at 85%, but time in possession was only 23 minutes.
bloody hell.
So we didn't have a lot of ball. We barely touched it. It was a bad game. Terrible game. The missed tackles, I'll tell you how many we had. I'm reading the stats now. We had 10 insufficient tackles, 36 missed. We made 389 tackles. They only made 285. It's insane. And we gave away 4 6 agains, and we gave away 9 penalties. Goodness me.
And I suppose that last part, because we had some good runs there that didn't end up leading to points.
Yeah.
Like if any of you are wondering, I was there, but I could hardly see the game. So, and I haven't had the courage to watch it again.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
So sorry, I should be a bit better prepared but it's been a busy week, and I've been a bit heartbroken.
It's just one to forget. It's one of those games, one to forget. Lost by 30. We've got the players there to change this result and move on. But if we win this week, then this game will be forgotten from everyone's mind, I reckon.
If we would have won, like, I had such a good time in Sydney. If we would have won that game, I reckon that would have been one of my all-time best weekends it was just that. And then it was the Manly fans really giving me a hard time, which made it even more difficult to like, you can lose a game. I would never, if even a Manly fan, if a Manly fan comes to North Queensland, I'll never treat anyone like that. It's just, it's very unsportsman. Like, you come to my house and you can play cards or whatever, and you beat me, I'll be gracious in defeat. And if I win, well, I'll be humble in my victory.
Yeah, well, that's it. Apologies about the internet, guys. It just completely cut out on me for about 30 seconds. So hopefully we have no more problems with the damn internet. But yeah, it's obviously a game to forget, a lot to work on, and obviously focus on the Sharks now. Move on to that this week, which I wonder how many changes Todd will make. I wonder what he would do. I was interested to find out. Let's get some reaction from the team list that was announced yesterday afternoon. And obviously the big one, Jeremiah Nanai has been dropped to Queensland Cup. A very big call from Todd. A lot of people online are not happy about the decision. Some people are happy. I guess it depends which way you want to look at it. But Callan, what is your opinion on Todd Payton? What is your opinion on Todd Payton dropping Jeremiah Nanai to Queensland Cup for this weekend?
Well, to be honest, I have no problem with it. But what I do have a problem with is that only he got dropped. And when you say those meters, and like it didn't sound like what you were just saying. The amount of tackles that people tackled and the amount that they missed wasn't that bad, but it must have turned into bloody points every missed tackle.
Yeah. I think if you go back and watch the game, and you see how dominant Olakawatu was and how much room Cherry Evans was able to have and everyone else on that right edge, you'll probably understand why he was dropped. But yeah, to single out just him, I don't know if I agree with that, but I guess we'll see in time, right?
That's my problem. I just find it hard. Yeah. It's like anything grand final, Origin, Australia, whatever. If you get flogged by 40 points, or no, was it 30 points that we lost by? I just find it hard to just say, well, so if Nanai wasn't there, if Kai O'Donnell was there and Nanai wasn't there, do you think we're going to win? I don't think so.
I don't know. I doubt it. Highly doubt it. Now, the team list for this weekend's game against the Sharks, obviously, Scott Drinkwater is the fullback. Braden Burns and Murray Talangi keep their spot on the wing. Jackson Purdue and Viliami Vailea are the centres, with Dearden and Duffy in the halves. Tom Duffy, not a good debut, but keeps his spot in the 7 for now. McLean and McIntyre in the front row with Robson at hooker. John Bateman and Cowboys local junior, who was over at the Super League for a couple of years, Kai O'Donnell, will debut this weekend. I'm looking forward to seeing how he goes. Ruben Cotter at lock forward. The bench is Carl Lawton, Harrison Edwards, Griffin Neem, and Cohen Hess. Now, obviously the reserves. Clifford is 18th man this weekend with Nanai, Josie 19, McKaylee, Jackson Polo, and Jason Taumalolo. Be interesting if Taumalolo comes in late. I think he's pretty close to being fit, so Taumalolo could be a late inclusion. We'll see how it all pans out. But what do you think of the team? Well, obviously, the one change with Nanai and Kai Donald to start. Overall, would you have made any other changes?
Well, I'd bring Taumalolo into the team.
If he's 100%, yeah.
Yeah. I'd bring Clifford, to me, Clifford only didn't make round 1 because he's injured.
Yeah.
Any other bloke who's, in that team from when Clifford took over, they retain their position.
Yeah.
I know we've all been carrying on about Duffy, this, that, and the other, but to me, it should be Clifford's. If he's 18th, man, that means he doesn't get to play for the Pride this weekend.
Yeah.
So I feel like he's a hardly done by bloke. He's a great backup. He don't get to play for Pride. He's not going to get to play for Cowboys. He come in, replaced, was so-called a big name Chad Townsend, and done a very good job. And now he doesn't get a pick. I'm a bit disappointed.
Well, I'm interested to see what they do, because if Duffy plays this weekend and he doesn't go well, do you pull the trigger in round 3? Because I feel like if Duffy doesn't have a good game on Saturday, obviously we hope he has a great game and absolutely has a fantastic game and kills it. But if he has a bad game, next week's the Queensland Derby. Do you play him in that environment? I probably wouldn't. I definitely wouldn't. If Duffy has a bad game, I hate to say it, but I think you bring Clifford in for round 3 for the Broncos game, because the Broncos-Cowboys game isn't just an ordinary game on the fixture. It's the rivalry game. It's our arch enemy. It's our arch enemy. It's the team we hate and we want to beat more than any other team this year. It's marked on the goddamn calendar. every single season. That Broncos game, whether it be Suncorp or Townsville, because we're playing twice a year, that game is on the calendar, written to go. Must win. Must get up for it. Get up. It doesn't matter who's playing. That is the game we have to get up for and we have to win. So I don't think a rookie in his third game would get picked for that game. It'd be a tough environment. But he has to play good this weekend. He has to have a good game. Otherwise, Clifford's going to take his spot, I reckon. I really do.
Yeah, well, like I say, I don't want to sound like a broken record, but the only reason that Clifford didn't play is because he wasn't 100% fit.
Came back from his was it hernia surgery or some sort of? It was something to do with that. Wasn't it?
So any other bloke that was in that team will retain their spot. If any of them were injured and missed their spot, they're back in. So I don't know what he needs to do, that poor bloke.
Yeah, well, I don't know either, because I'm a bit like you. I thought he did very well when he came in late in the year last year. I remember the game against the Raiders, and then in the finals against the Knights, he played pretty well. So it's really interesting.
He was Panthers and the Roosters too, wasn't he, with the games that we won?
Yeah, in Sydney, yeah, he was. Yeah, played well there too. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see what happens there. But I've got to ask you, and I've got to be honest with you here. The one player that I'm surprised kept his spot is Carl Lawton. Didn't have a great game on the weekend, and late in the game he come in with an elbow on someone, and I don't know what happened there, but that just wasn't good signs. I think Todd was pretty upset about that, but I don't know.
Manly fans were going off their head, mate.
Oh, they would have lost it. They would have been fuming at Kyle Lawton. But I think he's under a lot of pressure, and I think if Tamalolo's fit, he probably comes in for Kyle Lawton. He probably does. I don't know who else he'd come in for. I think I'm still not convinced about Cohen Hess's fitness, but I think he'll stay in the team. I think he will.
Well, a lot of people it must be the admin of the Cowboys Stampede page that give the 1, 2, 3. A lot of them had him in the top 3.
Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah. I don't know. I wasn't really looking at the stats on Saturday night. Like when I was watching the game and we did the review when you were outside the ground there, I didn't even look at the stats. I sort of just based it off how I felt they all played. And I didn't realize he had 130 meters. I actually didn't even know that. I didn't even know. I was like, wait, what? 130 meters.
There was one kick there. Like I said, it was a hard game not for me to be able, because it was a losing game. The visibility was just shocking. There was one moment there that stood out to me. And Cohen Hess, the ball went up, and Cohen Hess was the first bloke to put pressure on Turbo. Like he didn't end up making the tackle, but he certainly gave him a lot to think about, and then the rest of the team come to help him out.
Yeah.
And, like when you base, because I'm all about effort.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm, and I'm a big Hesse fan, and like I think he's going to be a lot better for the run.
Yeah, me too.
We wanted him to play Q Cup. How long did we want him to play Q Cup? Like
2 games, I think.
Yeah, well,
I don't think he'll be going to Q Cup anytime soon.
Nah. If he plays well this weekend, like he's back.
He'll be there, yeah, definitely.
But like you say about Carl Lawton, when you've got the $1 million man, if he is fit, like I don't know. Have we heard anything about?
It's been quiet, but I did hear that he's on track to play. So it looks promising. If he doesn't play this week, he'll definitely be ready for the Broncos.
Because that's another question I have, is I just always feel like Peyton doesn't play, like we seen what Christian Wolf got out of Tamalolo.
Yeah, and
Todd
Tonga,
Payton doesn't seem to get that out of him, Everyone says he's got to put Tonga clothes on. Like it's, and I'm not a big fan of blaming coaches, but if I'm working for one bloke and I'm a champion, and then I go and work for another bloke and he doesn't seem to get the best out of me because, I don't know, like we've got a problem or, there's a personality or, it's got to be a question asked. Why does Todd Payton not get the best out of Tamalolo?
Yeah, I don't know. I do not know. And it's a question that we've all been saying we don't know for a number of years now. So,
well, to all our watchers, our people watching at home there, can you comment? Can you tell me what you think about this? I'd love to hear your comments.
Yeah, about the Tamalolo situation. I'd love to hear it as well. No, sounds very good. We've got a donation in the chat from Michael Driver, big Manly fan. He was at the game on the weekend. Robertson needs to play a lot better this game against the Sharks for sure. He didn't play that good. Well, if you go back and watch the game, which I would not recommend or suggest, but the Sipley try where Robertson just misses the tackle and falls off was very diabolical. I can't even put it into words, but you're 100% correct, Michael. He needs to fix his defense and he needs to play better. There's no doubt about it. Thank you for the $8 super chat. And if you guys watching do want to donate to the channel, feel free to do so. You've got super chat, you've got PayPal, you've got Pay ID, you got all that information there. If you want to donate to the channel, feel free to do so. You got those options there. Let's move on from the team list reaction and let's talk about obviously this weekend we take on the Sharks. And I want to ask you, Callan, as a fan of the Cowboys, is the Cowboys-Sharks game a rivalry? What do you reckon?
Oh, absolutely. I don't know exactly where it began, but I know, if you're hardcore like me, that time when we got the 7 tackle against us, and we were so close to winning that game. Like I actually played over 35s rugby league that day, and I actually played all right. I scored a few tries, and I went home to watch that game, and I was actually crying, and I don't often cry when we lose, but it was weird because I started crying because I felt like I didn't even know about the 7 tackle. I don't think that was known until after, was it? I mean, anyway.
Half time, I think.
Okay, yeah. So that's probably why I was pretty upset. And then we looked like I thought we scored that try in the corner.
Kane Limit.
And then I started crying tears of joy then. And so, I don't know if that's, we've also got the, it's a bit like the Maradona, the hand of God, Kieran Foran touched the ball.
Yeah.
And, we got Rob. I'm actually going to make a song, what about the cow? What about me? What about us or whatever? And it's going to be, the Cronulla 7 tackle, the Kieran Foran touch.
The Roosters game at 2014.
The Roosters was probably 50-50, but I'll put that in the song as well.
Parramatta 2022, the prelim, the forward pass.
Yeah, well, of recent times, that was miles forward, mate.
Disgusting.
I could see it I was sitting right on the try line. I could see it from there. That was on the opposite side.
If I was at that game and I witnessed that robbery, robbed of a grand final appearance, I may have got arrested, to be honest. Something would have happened. Something would have happened. Something for sure would have happened. When it comes to the Cowboys-Sharks rivalry, for me, I can explain it to you. I have done my homework on this. So, like you said, the 2013 elimination final, the 7 tackles, obviously that was in 2013. 2 years later, 2015, we played them in Townsville in the semi-final. We beat them 39-0. That was at Hiding.
I was there, mate.
2016, 1 year later, we were beaten by the Sharks in the prelim final, 32-20. And then, funny enough, the Sharks went on to win the comp that year. A year later, 2017, the Sharks were trying to defend their title and go back-to-back. They played the Cowboys week 1 of the finals on a Sunday afternoon at Allianz Stadium. The Cowboys beat them in extra time, 15-14, courtesy to a Michael Morgan field goal. And then in 2018, we played the Sharks in the first round that year in Townsville. That was Thurston's 300th NRL game. That was a big game. Also that year, Thurston's last game in Sydney was against the Sharks, round 23 of 2018. And then you fast forward a couple of years later, 2022, we played the Sharks in Sydney. Week 1 of the finals, a top 4 battle, second versus third. We win in Golden Point in the 92nd minute. Val Holmes with a 2-point field goal to win the game. What was it, 30-28, I think the score was. 32-30, sorry. And then, obviously, in 2024, the Sharks knocked us out of the semi-finals at Allianz. So there's a lot of history between the Sharks and the Cowboys. Val Holmes used to play for the Sharks. He played for us, and Val played some of his best football at the Cowboys. Chad Townsend had one great year at the Cowboys in 2022. He was the Sharks halfback when they won the premiership. You've got the Paul Green medal, that whole thing as well. In my opinion, it's a big rivalry, the Cowboys and the Sharks. A lot of history, a lot of tension, and a bit like the Broncos game. Like I said earlier, mark it on the calendar. I think after they knocked us out of the semis last year, I think this game this weekend is marked on the calendar as well. So there we go. Thought I'd get that out there.
Yeah, you done well, mate.
A lot of history.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest with you, I hate the Sharks. I fucking hate the Sharks. I do not like them. So I'm looking forward to Saturday, and I am treating this game as finals revenge. That is the code this weekend. Finals revenge. I'm telling you, if I see any of the boys, like if I see any of the players before the game, I'm just going to yell out to them, finals revenge. That's all I need to hear.
I hope so. I can't take too many. I can't take another performance like that again. That's for sure.
Yeah, I can't either.
It's good that you're going to be there. I'm big. First game at home. It's always, getting back to Townsville.
Getting back at home.
The 4-hour drive.
That's not too bad, eh? 4-hour drive.
3-hour flight to Sydney, a 4-hour drive to Townsville. Everywhere I went in Sydney, I was just because everyone wanted us to win, but everyone, outside of that oval, like this one guy drove past me and he was waving his Manly hat, and that was a bit of fun. Because we were both smiling and no worries. But everybody else that I walked past, go the Cowboys, go the Cowboys. I hope you give them, rah, rah, rah. It just felt like all of Sydney, except for that one guy in the car, was with me,
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, if you have a look at the travel situation for myself, it's a bit of a mission for me. I got to leave here pretty early on Friday morning. I got an early flight in Brisbane, and then I get to Townsville. Like, I can't. I'm not going to say what time on air, obviously, for confidential reasons. I'm not going to say what time my flight is and everything, but I'll be in Townsville in the morning, and yeah, it's a long day. It's about 2.5. It takes 3 hours to get to Brisbane, and then it's a 2 hour flight to Townsville. It's about a 5 hour morning, and then I'll get up there and I'll get to the hotel at some point, and I'll have a nice sleep. I reckon, good couple hours, a good nap. But I'm keen. I'm keen to get up there. I honestly can't wait. Honestly, cannot wait for the weekend.
I'm just a bit worried about the weather.
Yeah, they reckon there might be a bit of rain, but
Yeah, we're copping it here in Cairns, and I'll see all the way up the coast. It's raining.
well, I'll have a look because someone told me today that it was going to blow over and go somewhere else. But I don't live in North Queensland, so I actually don't have a clue. But what I've been told is there might. Okay, so they reckon there'll be a bit of rain, but it's still going to be really hot. They were saying it's going to be a bit misty, like misty rain. So I don't know. We'll find out on Saturday, I suppose.
It's always hot.
It always is
so
hot there.
That's something that we should be in our advantage. We live in this climate. We train in this climate, so it's even more heartbreaking when people living in a cooler place can come and do a number on us in this humidity.
Well, let's talk about the Sharks for a moment. They have a strong team, and I got to ask you, Callan, what player for the Sharks concerns you?
Well, I reckon, like I said last year, Trindle.
Yeah,
I think he's quite underrated. There's so much noise about Nico Hines. I don't even rate him as a half. I think he's a fullback. I think he played his best football at Melbourne as fullback. But for Noah Blake, Kennedy's hot and cold. He can be a dangerous player.
Yeah.
They've got so many. But I think if we can shut down a few of their big men and we don't let Trindle do his thing, you've still got to, shut down Hines because he does have ability.
Yeah. I am absolutely threatened by Fanua Blake. Fanua Blake is an absolute workhorse, and I've been saying it. I said it all off season, and I've said it before round one even started. In my opinion, Adam Fanua Blake is the best prop in the NRL. I'm taking Fanua Blake over Fisher Harris and Payne Haas. Fanua Blake scares the shit out of me. We really need Tamalolo to play this weekend so he can deal with Fanua Blake. He's the only guy that I think can really handle and take care of the Fanua Blake problem. Otherwise, I hope Cotter and McLean and McIntyre I hope they're all ready because he's a bloody nightmare, this Fanua Blake. But
where do you tackle him?
I think you're going to go for the legs.
Yeah.
I think you need two blokes at once, straight for the legs. But then,
I don't know the age group of our viewers, but Gilmeister was an absolute masterclass. He was a very small man.
Yeah.
Because he had a very good technique.
Yeah.
Fatty Vorton, the another master of a small man tackling a big man. You've got to, because if you go down too low,
You knock
They
yourself
can
out.
sort of lead with them legs, and and he's got very, very big legs. So your technique has to be spot on, mate. And you've got to put every bit of your body on the line
Yeah,
to
that's
stop a
right.
man like him.
Yeah. Hopefully we can get him in the tackle him in the gut, in the stomach, and just gotta watch the friggin' gotta watch the offloads. He's a bloody nightmare, that bloke.
Yeah, but
Um,
I don't think you could stop. First man in the top, he just
yeah.
bumps you.
You need a couple blokes. You need two
You
or three
need to
blokes.
be, old school. Hit around the waist. You slide down the legs. Wrap the thighs up, and then in simultaneous, wrapping that ball up. And you've
Yeah.
got to go in to hurt. If you don't have these, I want to hurt you tackle, that guy is just going to run all over us.
Yeah, he's a handful. He's a handful, that bloke.
And Drinkwater will probably be 3 meters out of screen when Fanua Blake is crossing that line.
I don't blame him, to be honest. I don't blame him. Oh, I don't blame him for that. Anyway, yeah, for me, Phil Blake's the concern. I guess the other guy we've got to watch out for is probably Nakora and Ramian on the right edge. Ramian's a very good center. He's up against Purdue. Purdue, I think he's still learning the center position, but last week he didn't have a great game in the centers. This week he's up against Ramian, who I think is better than Ruben Garrick, so he'll need to lift his game a little bit. Purdue and Nakora is running at Kai O'Donnell, and I'll back Kai O'Donnell to handle himself, but Nakora's probably in the top 5 back rows in the NRL, so O'Donnell he'll have his work cut out for him, I reckon. So I think all of them will need a big game.
Yeah, 100%.
All right. Let's get into the tips, and then we'll do the Cowboys Sharks predictions, and then we'll go to the fan questions and get on out of here. So round 2 should be a good round of footy, actually. There's a lot of games this weekend that they may look one-sided, but a lot of teams will want to bounce back from round 1. So Thursday night's game is the Knights and the Dolphins from McDonald Jones Stadium in Newcastle. How do you see this one going, Callum? Knights, Dolphins.
I'm not a good, because I go with my heart.
Yeah.
My brain would probably say, Newcastle will. But I'm going to go the Dolphins.
So am I. I think Dolphins will win as well. I think they'll bounce back from last week, but with the news of the Knights and the whole Dylan Brown thing, that might give them a bit of motivation to get up for it. But I'm going to go the Dolphins.
A bit off topic, but I'll just say quickly, what a waste of fucking money. Mate, if Cowboys did something like that, I don't know, mate, I would be shattered.
Well, we did a 10-year deal with Tamalolo, but this is 13. This is 13 million.
He's he's played Test football and that, but he's never won a grand final.
Yeah.
You name the top 10 players. Do you reckon he's one of them?
No.
In the competition?
No way.
I don't. No. So when Jason got the 10 million, you'd put Jason in the top 10 in that era.
Top 5 at the time. Easy.
Yeah. Easy.
Because when Tamalolo got the 10-year deal for 10 million, he was coming off the back of a Dally M season 2 years before it, and then the Cowboys made a grand final in 2017 on the back of him and Michael Morgan, and then he got the $10 million in 2018. So it made sense. As for Dylan Brown, what did he do last year without Mitchell Moses? Come second, third, last. So anyway, I'm with you. Dolphins to beat the Knights. I'm with you.
Yeah, Dolphins.
Yeah, Dolphins. Warriors Manly Friday, first game on Friday. This game's in New Zealand. Warriors Manly.
Shit.
This is, I think Manly will win, but the Warriors over there can be dangerous, can be tricky.
I'm going to go, and then I like the underdog as well. I'm going to Warriors.
Go up the wires. I'll go Manly in that one. Panthers and the Roosters. I'll take Panthers by a lot.
Panthers every day, you know.
Panthers win well. Saturday, the first game. We might see a bit of this game. We'll see a bit of it, I think. Dragons, Rabbitohs. This will be quite entertaining, I reckon.
Dragons.
Yeah, I'll take Dragons as well. I think it'll be a close game, though. We'll get to Cowboys Sharks soon, so we'll skip that. Raiders, Broncos at Canberra.
Broncos.
Hate saying it, but yeah, Broncos as well. I think they'll be winning down there. Parramatta versus West Tigers from Combank at Parramatta.
Ooh, Tigers.
Yeah, I'm going Tigers as well. Tigers for me. And the last game, Sunday night at Belmore, Bulldogs and the Titans.
Bulldogs.
Yeah, Bulldogs at Belmore. We've got the same tips. That's pretty funny. Oh, no, you went the Warriors. That's right. You went the Warriors. All right, we've got the same but the Warriors game. All right. Now let's get to the Cowboys and Sharks game on Saturday. Obviously, me and you will both be there. Really looking forward to getting up to Townsville. First home game of the year should be well, depending on the weather, if it's going to rain, we're not going to get a big crowd, but we should get at least 15,000 there Saturday night, or Saturday afternoon, I should say. I'm expecting 15,000. But
I reckon there'll be more than that.
Do you?
Yeah, like we do turn up. You know, the true fans aren't these bozos on Facebook whinging, mate.
Yeah,
the true fans are the ones that rock up to the game. And I'll tell you what, every game I go to, we get, probably over 17 nearly every time.
I was going to say, if we get less than 15, I'd be disappointed. I would be. But yeah, we'll see what kind of crowd we get. I'm hoping for 20,000, to be honest.
Because, people are like me. We plan our trips. And we don't say we're not going because Cowboys didn't do well on round one. We love our Cowboys. And that's what, from Cairns to Mackay, we turn up in droves, So
yeah, we'll be there.
To all my Cowboy fans out there, mate, my hat goes off to you.
Yeah, same here. All right, let's get some predictions for the game. I want you to give me a first try scorer and a score prediction for the game.
Ooh. First anyone who's going to score the game, or first
who's going to score the first try?
I got a funny feeling it'll be the Sharks.
Oh, you've got to be kidding me.
Because we just don't start well.
No, we never do.
I'm going to say, I'll say Trindle. Trindle's going to score first, and then the first Cowboy will be Kai O'Donnell.
Oh, I love that.
Score a try, and then I think we hit back, and I think we'll win by 22, because I think we'll probably miss a conversion.
Yeah,
and I reckon they'll score 3 tries. So I'll go 22-18.
Okay. We're sort of similar. I think Cowboys will win by 4 points. I think it's going to be a close game. I really do. I'll go high-scoring game. I'll go 28-24. And for the first try scorer, I will go... You know what? I'll go with Viliami Vialea. I was impressed with him last week. I think he might score the first try. I'll go Viliami Vialea. I'll back him in. Good stuff. Back him in. All right. Let's get to some couple fan questions that we got sent in through the Instagram. I appreciate everyone as well for sending them through. Let me just get them here. We got quite a few. We won't answer all of them, like obviously, because there's too many. But a question from Hamish _ Barnes 08. Thoughts on Johnny Bateman? Look, I don't think Bateman had a great game on the weekend, but 44 tackles and pretty much defended all game and didn't really do much wrong. I thought he was okay on the weekend, so I wasn't too upset with John Bateman.
No, I can't drop a guy, like I've been, going on and on about. The whole team played pretty ordinary. I think on the back of everybody else doing their job, I think Bateman will have a good game this weekend. So
I do too.
And I hope that he does, because then I hope he shuts people up about this. We get this bloke in our head, and then that's it. No offense to you, Hamish, for your question, but I just feel that the keyboard warriors, they get a bee in their bonnet about some bloke, and it just seems like they're just waiting for him to fall short every game. So I'm going to back Bateman, and I reckon he's going to have a cracker this weekend, same as Kai O'Donnell. I reckon our second rowers will do their job. I just hope our front rowers continue. Like when you said what they did, they didn't play too bad either. So I hope that continues. And, I think we will, see a way different side.
Yeah, I'm with you. The next question from Kieran.Connor. Do you think Todd Payton deserves to be sacked? Kieran, I appreciate the question. And I know a lot of people online have been talking about it. So I appreciate you asking the question. No, he doesn't deserve to be sacked. No. The problem is you sack him, there's no one to bring in that's even as good. Unless you go and get Brad Arthur from the Leeds Rhinos, who coached Parramatta for 10 years, he'd be the only coach that I think is any good. So unless you're getting Brad Arthur up to Townsville, I don't think he's getting sacked at all. It'd be dumb.
I don't mean to laugh. It's just like I was given. I'm not happy with Todd Payton either. But exactly Nick's point. Who do you bring in?
There's no one out there.
Like the only bloke who I would be happy, it's not going to happen, but would be, someone like Wayne Bennett.
Yeah,
that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Todd Payton has done well. What I think the problem is like what I just said before. I just don't think he knows how to get the best out of our best players. There's certain blokes who are absolutely shining underneath him. I don't know. Like, I think if we're bottom four,
he's in trouble then.
I would be saying, like, well, let's and Billy Slater's, I don't think he wants to be a club coach.
No.
He's an Innisfail boy, but I think he's in love with the TV screen, and I think he lives in Melbourne, doesn't he?
I think Melbourne or Brisbane, one of the two, yeah.
Yeah, so that'll never happen, but I think someone like that, like someone who hasn't been an NRL coach, but we can't sack him. But I think definitely he does need to prove himself.
Yeah, it needs
because
to, yeah.
it's on, it's off, it's on, it's off, it's on, it's off.
Well, if you have a look at his history, 2021, bad season. We all knew it was going to be a bad year. 22, great year, unexpectedly. 2022 was unexpectedly really, really good. 23, we had top 4 expectations. We missed the 8. 24, expected to go okay. We ended up coming 5th. So it's been down, up, down, up. So it's his 5th year now. So he needs to back up what he did last year.
Well, if he's a repeat of his pattern, to the Todd Payton pattern, that this year is going to be another bad year for him.
I hope not.
But it's the players have got to buy in, mate. At the end of the day, if there is a problem with him and Tamalalo, that needs to be resolved.
I agree.
And because if we can get the best out of him, like you said, 2017, he's a leader, mate. He's a man of very little words, few words.
That's right.
But he's a big leader of action, So
yeah,
Paul Green definitely knew how to get the best out of Jason Tamalolo.
That's right, 100%. All right, well, I think that's going to wrap things up from the show tonight, guys. We appreciate the fan questions, and we appreciate everyone that tuned in and watched the show. If you're in the live chat, thank you very much. If you watched it as a video, whether it be on Thursday or Friday or even before the game on the weekend, we just want to say thank you very much for tuning in. If it wasn't for you guys watching, that me and Callum wouldn't be doing this. So we appreciate you all.
And if you guys are coming to the game and you see me, come up and say hello.
Yeah, exactly right. If you see Callum at the game or you see myself and you want us to take a picture with you, or if you want to feature in the vlog and say hello, then more than welcome. More than welcome. I know quite a few people that are going to the game Saturday as well, so I'm bound to run into one of them. So it should be good. I'm looking forward to getting up there. It's going to be a great time. There will be a vlog for the game. I can't wait to get up there, honestly. Bring on Townsville. Hopefully our streak continues. Callum, what are we? I think we're 3-0 together at games. Leichhardt, a call in the finals game.
Townsville,
we're 3-0. 3-0, mate. Let's continue the streak.
Yeah.
Let's put some fear into the Sharks fans. Let's get so goddamn loud on Saturday. The Sharks fans will be begging to go back to the airport and go back to the Shire. So, all right, guys, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. Check out Khan's channel if you haven't already, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Go the Cowboys.